use, but you know, they're not mandatory. I'm starting with some primer. Again, it has a matte finish. Anything that's shiny or iridescent is going to pick up light, so you don't want to put anything that's going to pick up light directly on their face, except for in the areas that you're trying to highlight, such as under the brow, possibly around just like the cheekbone area, collarbone, shoulders, things like that. So I'm going to use a brush, and I'm just going to lightly, always hold your brushes, you know, on the edge so you're not putting too much pressure. I usually just put some on my hand and then apply it to her face. I'm going to use some foundation, again, a matte color, a matte finish. And then I put it here, just rub some, use a brush. I'm just going to swirl around. A concealer or a eyeshadow primer on the eyes, but because they don't have a lot of discoloration on their face, if you want, you can just put a little foundation on their eyes and let it dry before you apply the eyeshadow, and it'll be a nice base for the eyeshadow to apply evenly and on an even color palette. If your child is older and they do, you may need to use a concealer for certain spots. But you have to be very careful to blend it well, or you're going to see a spot when they're on stage. Blending is 100% of the makeup game. Okay, next, as I said, with Miss Addison, I definitely am going to do a little brow. It looks so funny when she's in regular light, but on stage, well, I only did the brush right now. I'm just brushing them out. If you don't have one, you can use if you don't have one that has one of these edges, you can use a disposable mascara wand to comb out. It does look a little funny, but on stage, it helps a lot. Again, I haven't started yet, Missy.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. You always want to have it nice and fresh.
She sharpens it.
Okay, sharpened. Ready?
All
right. Put your chin down just a little bit. And turn just a bit. And what you want to do is, I'll keep turning her, but I have to be able to see you. So you're just going to do light strokes, and don't press hard. Press too hard, you're going to get a hard line. Just filling in light little strokes, just to give her a little bit more, where's your eyes going? Just a little bit more color. Definitely make sure you're creating symmetry on both sides with the length and shape. Just come a little closer.
I know, makes my head
Head up a little. I'll go through with the wand a little bit just to blend so it doesn't get too dark. Starting to fill in.
Oh, it looks funny now.
It does look funny. It looks a little funny.
Alright, now we just got our eyebrows all done. And this is how they look. And again, like my mom said, right now it's going to look kind of funny in the light. But when we get on stage, it's going to look much better.
And then you can just take your brush that you put on your original foundation with, if you want to just kind of mask them a little bit or blend anything in on her skin. Okay, now we're going to do her eyeshadow.
Oh, yeah.
Now is we're going to start, I like to start with the crease with just a little bit of the darkest color. And again, I'm going to hold my brush you know, lightly on the edge, so not to put too much pressure, because we want to be able to blend these colors. They're pretty high pigmented, which is good, but you know, they can leave hard lines that you're going to have to blend. I'm just following her crease and leaving some under her brow, a space under her brow, so I can highlight that later. And just come down a little bit this way into her lash line. Almost create like a little wing. Can you show them? Thank you. You're fine. Okay, you can show them again. And then right from that edge right there, I'm going to turn a little bit this way. I'm going to take a little bit more, and I'm just going to kind of blend in a little bit. Just to add a little smoky flare that's going to blend into the next color. Okay, so we did that on both sides now with a little angled brush, an angled eyeshadow brush, not a brow brush. Okay, now I'm gonna just tap into this more rusty color.
Like a rusty red.
And I'm just gonna blend in a little. And when I first was presented the palette colors by the director, Miss Angie, I wasn't really used to doing stage makeup so much as wedding. And I was surprised at the earthy natural colors. I thought it would be more pinks and pink sparkles. But a few years ago when we first started that conversation, I was excited to learn more about theater, and it is absolutely beautiful on stage with these earthy colors. If they were too light, their faces would be washed out. Okay, so I just went through it, kind of blended into that line and a little further onto the eyelid, as you can see. Okay. Okay, close your eyes. And from here, we just did both sides the same exact way. So it's a little bit more color on the outer corners and it blends in towards the center. And now I'm going to take a blender brush, just a puffy little blender brush. And I'm going to use the vanilla cream color, which I use a lot of, so I'm going to need to refill that one. And I get a good amount on there. Close your eye and turn a little so they can see. And I'm just going to go from the corner and out and just blend into those colors. Now, if I didn't start with any base, like when I used the foundation or a shadow base, then I probably would have done this first to maintain a balanced color palette on the eye to start with. But the eyeshadow is going to look so much better with a shadow base, concealer, or foundation. It's just smoother, and it really will, close your eyes, mask the color to any colors that are not consistent on the skin, to start with a fresh palette. And as you can see, I'm just lightly blending. And it's still maintaining the outer corners darker, and it goes in because I had a good amount of pigment there, but it's getting rid of any serious hard lines. As you can see, this eye is much darker and more lines than the other.
So now you can see they're very even now.
And we blended them both. You can always go back in if you want a little more color and just, go through again. I didn't add any color to my brush. I just was using that same angled brush from before. Definitely takes some time. Okay, now we are going to, if you want to, you can take a finishing powder at this point because we're not going to be doing any more eyeshadow colors, and you can use a nice big foundation puffy brush, and you can just use a finishing powder to get off any excess that fell on. Or if you have an older child with oily skin or that needs more coverage, you can use a powder, a loose powder finishing. They're really nice, and they also, again, any kind of a layer that you put on is going to add coverage and longevity. So it's nice to finish with that, on the face. Again, always use something that's going to matte the skin so it's not shiny on stage. Okay, now we're going to get to our details and start with our black eyeliner. Again, I use the Magic Marker Felt Tip Black Liner, my all-time favorite that I found. And you can close your eye. She does not like this part. She doesn't like most of it, but close your eye. Tilt them down a little. I'm just going to start on the edge. And you can either do short little lines if that's easier for you, or try to just do a swoop as much as you can. We're going to have a wing. I usually just go to the middle, and then I go very lightly from the middle and out. The corner to the middle, and meet there. Nice like that. Close your eye and show them. Turn your head both ways. Okay? And then we'll do the other side. Close your eye. You do want to let this dry a little bit. Close your eyes and show them again. And turn. And turn. Okay, see right there? Turn again the other way. I need to go a little further on this side because it doesn't match. Looking in the mirror helps so much for balance. I'm going to bring it out more. And it actually, you can see, it marries together all the shadows from where I started with that. There you go. And make sure it's directly on the lash line so you don't have any lighter spaces between the eyelashes when she opens her eye. If you have light spaces, see that between the eyelash and the liner, you're just going to want to fill that in right on that lash line. Close your eye. Right in here. Fill that in. Okay? Okay. Now, you do usually have to let that dry some. This one's behaving quite nicely. Okay, next what we're going to do while that's drying a little bit more is we're going to use our white liner. Again, I use a felt tip. That's just my preference.
This isn't as bad.
And right underneath of that line, black eyeliner, you're just going to then put from the corner of outer corner of her eye out, a white line. And this looks really pretty on stage because it picks up the light and really showcases their eyes. Don't make it too thick or anything. And the other thing that I notice some people do is they do it directly straight out or going down because just they're doing it quickly and it goes down. You don't want their eyes to ever look from the front like they're going down. And anything that you do that creates that to go down, any shadows or light to go down, is going to make their eyes look like they're going down on the outside. So you always want to be going up a little bit, not up, but just a little up, never down. Mom's got to get new makeup too. if you mess up, just use a wipey. Putting on more makeup usually doesn't work when trying to fix it.
I feel like I've done that before.
Yes, it just causes more of a problem. Okay, now you're going to take an angle brush that's more tapered, like a brow brush, and you're going to use this purple color again.
Oh yay!
And make sure you get the excess off so it doesn't fall on their face. And right underneath of that line, white line, you're just gonna put a little line of this. Just so that now becomes a highlight in between the black and the white, or the black and the purple. And you can show them. You want to avoid going too far under the outer eye, again, so it doesn't look like it's pulling her eye down. Now look at me. Look straight at me. Now sometimes what I'll do, actually most times what I like to do is from here, I'll just take it a little tiny bit under her lash line there. It just makes it like it doesn't look like it's coming from nowhere. Look up. And it just gives it a little bit of a place of origin. Okay? Pretty. All right, I'm gonna do the other side. Can you look up for me? Get a much better light on that side. See? Can you show them? Very pretty. Okay, now I'm going to put on
Mascara.
No.
Oh.
Glitter.
Oh no.
Okay, so this is the glitter liner, and I'm gonna really try to get some glitter. Again, it's the Glam Rock from Urban Decay. Get it on Sephora's website. Want to make sure there's a good amount of glitter on there. Close your eye. And if your mascara is not dry, this is going to pull it up. Okay, now you're just going to want to go from the corner of the eye, not all the way out, because you want those wings to just be alone. So I'm going to go from this corner. Open your eye, please. Or close your eye. Turn. And not all the way in the corner. Close your eye. But just on the top. And I dab it. Like that. This is going to take a minute to dry. So you're going to want... And it is going to cover some of the black. That doesn't matter at all. The black on the eyeliner. On the lash line. That's fine. The black is much darker than the glitter and it will shine through. The biggest thing you have to do is make them keep their eyes closed. I usually have her just keep her eyes closed until I'm finished her lipstick. Just to ensure that this is dry. Otherwise, it's going to mess up everything you just did. You may hear me and Addie backstage when she does that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you just ruined all the makeup on your eyes. Keep your eyes closed. Okay, and we're going to keep those eyes closed. Don't open.
I wobble this reason.
Next, we're going to use an angled blush brush. I'm going to just dip it a little bit in there. Usually blow off the excess. And we're just going to accent her cheekbones. Don't ever go up this way, because then you will create a funky shadow on her face. And you just want to make sure you're blending it in. Again, it's going to look like a lot, but the thing is when they're on stage, you won't see, Addie, you won't see their face if you don't have color on it. Do not go like this. If you go like this on stage, this is all going to be light. This is going to be like this. And you will see every hard line in those lights on stage. You have to be very careful about that. You want to see where there's space and where there's color and where there's less color. That's important, where you have highlighting in different color lines, but it has to be in a way that's nice and blended. See? And then a lot of times I'll just go back in with this puffy brush and just blend. no more product on it. Just blend. Turn again, please. You're okay. I know your eyes closed. There you go. Now I'm going to put her. I'm going to use the this mineral ice. It's okay. And just be careful because it's loose and it gets everywhere. There's a lot in there. So last you for the next 10 years. And close your eyes. And I just use my finger, or you can use a very small brush like this. I do that as well. I'll do it with that just to show you. And you want it right above that line, the darkest line, right under the brow. You just want to use it to highlight the brow bone. It gives a nice little shimmer. It's very pretty. It's really gorgeous on stage. I think you're okay. Let me see. Close. Yep, you're okay. You're dry.
Okay. So I'm like afraid.
Okay. So it's just giving her a nice little shimmer. And it's highlighting around so she doesn't look like she has a monochromatic look on her eyes. That means all one color.
Okay.
Flat color. Just creating definition, highlight, and shape. And like I said, I'll just take some of it and I rub it on her shoulders.
Ooh, I feel sparkly.
And on her.
Makeup makes a difference for sure. You can take a picture of just someone normal and then a picture of someone wearing makeup. You're like, whoa.
Okay. Now we're going to do her lipstick.
Yay! I
Have
love
to
lipstick.
shake up the lip sense.
Yeah. Lip sense is my favorite because it doesn't come off.
We're shaking up the lip sense.
It's my favorite. It doesn't come off.
It does not come off.
Yeah.
Not on the costumes, on the while you're eating. Okay, what you want to do is you want to make sure there's no makeup left on the lips. No food. With this. No food, no anything. And then you have to make sure they're dry.
Yeah.
Nothing that's oily or it won't stay on.
Yeah, I tried doing it. So one time I put on like chapstick and Mom said lip sense isn't going on. I was like, oh, I accidentally put on chapstick. That's
And
yeah.
it'll come right off, right?
Mm-hmm. It has to be
on
dry.
clean, dry lips. Okay.
As you can see, did not come off all day.
Nope, all day. Okay, ready? Now, I'm very particular when I do her lipstick, and it takes a minute, and you don't want to mess up, so it's really hard to get it off, but it'll stay all day, during snack time and everything, as long as you're not eating oil, too much oil. Okay, ready? Just natural, and open your separate. She has to be separate like that because they'll stick together a little bit. This does create a little bit of like a tingle, but she's used to it, and the benefits of it lasting all day just make it all worth it. For her, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, especially because she's going to be on stage, I want to really define her lips. So I start by doing defining right around here, just with one swipe, her little bow. See? Just like that. Okay? And now, keep them open. I'm just going to do one swipe around the outer lip, outside, and then inside. I'm not gonna mess up. She thinks I'm gonna mess up. I'm not gonna mess up. She said, I have a terrible feeling you're gonna mess up. Please don't. You get this done right the first time, you're good to go. Open. Love it. And again, you don't want any light spots. You want to make sure you're covering every inch. You don't want to go back and forth and back and forth. You want to just keep going the same way. Let it dry. Okay, and then I'm going to do the bottom. See, that's the top. Then I'm going to do the bottom. Ah, you're fine. Stay still. Open a little bit more. Just so I can make sure you get all the color. Because they're wearing a dark color, you'll see any spots that don't have color. Keep your mouth open. See? All covered up. Okay. Open. Ah. Ready? I'm going to go back over again. You don't have to worry about the outer lining so much because you've already done that.
You can do
and you don't want to keep, you don't want to, you know, mess that up. So you can just deepen the color a little bit. Yeah, I am. We're going to do 3 layers. You can do, sometimes I do 4 just for fun. But usually you're supposed to do 3. Let it dry.
Yeah.
Just for a moment. Keep them open. See how it's all coming together?
You can even have a dance party but not talk.
That's why you should never look in the mirror when you're getting your makeup done professionally. Because it never really comes together until the very end. There's many steps. Okay, let that dry. Have a dance party while it's drying. No problem. All right, and now we're gonna put on the gloss. Okay. I'm just kind of dabbing on there.
And then the glitter.
Okay, and just a little bit more. Hold on. And this just seals everything, gives it a nice shine. All right, you can rub your lips together. Give
As you can
Mommy
see,
a
the
kiss.
color is pretty.
Give me a kiss. There's nothing there. Give me another kiss. Kisses all day. Nothing on me. Look in the mirror. Or look in the video, ready? So that's, see why it's so wonderful. That's because you can go like this.
Ah!
And there's nothing.
Oops.
Nothing there.
Watch ready?
Nothing. So if she was wearing a white costume, dancing, I got nothing. Nothing, nothing.
I can even do it right here so you guys believe me, there's nothing there.
It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah. Alright. Now we're gonna put on
The glitter.
Yeah.
I don't put some more. She wiped off all of her gloss.
I was like, look.
So lots and lots of gloss.
Yeah, so then now the glitter will stick. At first I was like, Mom, how are you going to get glitter on there? So I thought what she was going to do was put the lip sense, the color, then the glitter, then the gloss. I was like, I don't think this is going to work. And then I was like, oh, it's going to work now. But yeah.
Okay. So now we have our loose red glitter.
Ooh.
And I'm just going to take a little bit of her gloss. I'm going to put it in the pot. You can use a Q-tip,
Pot of gold,
or a brush, whatever you want to use. Look at them. And you're just going to dab it on. Yeah?
Oh, it's so pretty.
Let's see. Or what? And don't rub it around.
Oh.
Now this will come off, so you may have to put some more glitter, but you won't have to worry about
The lipstick.
the lip color. So you can just add a little bit more gloss if you need to, and put some more glitter in. We do have a glitter glue if you are worried about the glitter and you would like to use a glue. That's fine as well. I don't have so much problem. I don't really have any problem with the glitter staying on Addison, so we don't have to use the glue.
She's just scared about me inhaling it.
I do ask her to
Blow out.
but she just said I don't want her to inhale the glitter, so she goes like that.
Yeah, I spit. Glitter.
And then she is done with the glitter.
Yeah.
And the very last step
Oh, I
that we're
forgot
gonna
about
do
that.
is her mascara. We were just waiting for everything on her eyes to dry. Okay, mascara. So you're gonna
It
look.
looks so awkward.
You're gonna tell them to look at your shoulder.
Look at my shoulder.
Look down. Okay. And I just lift up her eye a little bit like that, and put the mascara. Kind of go a little side to side. Make sure we get every little lash up and down.
The funny thing is anytime she does my mascara, I blink.
She blinks. Sometimes she gets it on her cheek because of her long lashes.
Or when you try to do the bottom lashes, it's like, oh, sorry. Then I just have like black dots everywhere.
And all of the makeup in your kit is high quality and professional, so you're not going to have to do touch-ups throughout the day on their eyes or anything.
Maybe just the glitter.
Yeah,
on my
just the
lips.
glitter, because the pigments are good and they'll stay, which is nice. You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
And because you don't need that much, it's high pigment, you will be able to use your kit for a long time. Okay.
I just feel like doing that.
Look down. You don't want to get it anywhere. I'll let that dry.
What I think about is like just looking like at her, what's this, elbow?
Yeah.
Okay. So when she says look at your shoulder and then look down, I always look at her elbow.
Yeah, it's probably because you're not as tall as some of the people makeup that we do.
Or I can look at like her knee, or like her thigh.
Now when removing the lip scents, they have all different things that different people do. Some people use an oil-based
Lip scents.
the lip scents. When you're taking off the lip scents, some people use an oil-based makeup remover. They do have a remover. I really just use makeup wipes, and they tend to work pretty good, especially by the end of the day.
But it's hard.
It comes off mostly. You can exfoliate the lips.
It also can depend on what kind you have. Also, if you guys use like what are
Look up
those?
some.
Like the strips,
I just look up some. I just touch like that.
like the tape strips, the lip scents won't come off.
Yeah, that was from before when we used the other makeup.
Yeah. So you have to use like makeup remover. That tape doesn't work. Well, the tape might take off your glitter, but that's all.
Yeah, it takes off the glitter.
Yeah, it's really good at doing that.
So for me, you can find what you like best. For me, I like the makeup wipes, and then I always have her put a lip moisturizer on after. Nothing with wax. I usually try to use something wax-free, something that is, on the natural side. That way, just to hydrate her lips while she's sleeping at night. Okay, so few things. Let's take a look.
Okay.
Now everything's really married together. And look down so they
My
can see.
lips, my eyes, my
Down.
foundation.
Look up, put your head up a little bit. Look down. There you go. So you can see how it all blends together in the end.